All right, so this is a recording to help with finding an article for the p-value project for your unit B. And so I showed this in class, but just in case anyone is still looking for this and needing a little bit of extra guidance. So here's the unit B project under our homework tab. And when you click on the instructions itself, here's the link so that you can go and search for articles. The two that I suggested using, one was Eric, and that'll let you search for articles. The other one was JSTOR. So you can use either one. In class, I showed Eric, but JSTOR works just as well. And when you get here, you might need to log in with your ACC email so that it recognizes that you're part of the school. And then here in the search box, I think the one of a good idea is to search that you're doing something with a statistical test, and then sort of fill in the blank. I mean, you can do video games, you could do I mean, anything out there, but suppose I was doing nurses, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do um, an example related to one of the ones that's already in Blackboard. So when you do your search, statistical tests, fill in the blank, whatever the topic is, and you don't have to do a topic related to our Unit A project. This can be something completely new. But what this is going to do is help us start finding a list. Now, there are close to 5,000 results. Just look at the first like handful or so and see if there's a title that kind of seems like what you might be interested in. This is sleep deprivation and errors in nurses. You can either click on this, you can also click on the download to see the PDF. And so you'll see something like this. You can see this one's from 2014. And as you go down, you're going to want to start reading, usually just like the first intro to see what it's mainly about. This one starts off with, 44,000 patients die every year from medical errors. So obviously something that's significant or important topic here. But what you're primarily looking for is what was the purpose of the study, and how did they use a hypothesis test to make a conclusion. As you scroll down, some of the main things to be looking for are their results. Also, what was their hypothesis test? Um, it's really nice when they give you a table. This one here uh, gives you the p-value over here on the right column. So 0.0054 would be considered significant. And what they were testing to see whether it makes a difference in the average number of errors for nurses who were sleep deprived versus those who are not. And so this right here would be that you would reject the null hypothesis. It does seem to make a difference depending on like how deprived you are of sleep. So that this is what you would report, the p-value. They would also usually mention somewhere if they were doing a 5% or 1% level of significance. Um, Over here, they do give another box here where they're saying depending on how many hours of sleep you get for each hour, it is going to be significant on how the reduction of the number of errors you make. So here's another p-value over here to the right. Another good thing to be looking for is their discussion. If you find a longer article, usually the discussion will summarize sort of like the big findings. So in here, they do talk about how important it is to help um, nurses have the rest that they need, because according to the study, it does seem to matter that if you are sleep deprived, you're going to be making more errors. So the student who I have here in our Blackboard did this example, the sleep deprived and errors of nurses, and you can see in here they do a sort of an introduction of what the study was about. They also mentioned the p-value here, the level of significance, And just sort of an overall conclusion is, that if you're sleep deprived, you're gonna the less sleep deprived you are, the less errors you're gonna make, or the other way around. If you're more tired and sleepy, you're prone to make more errors. And they went ahead and just also included the little chart here. If you run into an article that has a lot of different p-values, just pick one or two of them, focus on those. Again, sort of keep it brief. 1 to 2 paragraphs should be sufficient. Just overall saying what the study was about. And then this is what you would turn in along with a link to the article itself. But again, just either use ERIC or JSTOR. Again, how to get there is through the main assignment. And here's another example. This was a different article that someone did about the relationship of, having a healthy lifestyle. And as you go through here, you'll see that they would have found their p-values in a section of let's see, I'm just going to kind of skim down here. Sometimes it's not in a table, sometimes it's mentioned. Well, here you go. Here's all these p-values. So 0, 0, 0, 0.24. And so anything that's small would be considered something significant. And then right here, they're mentioning that the p-values were smaller than the 5% level of significance. But it does take some time to kind of read through to get an idea of like what in general the study was about. So again, just a quick little main thing I want to do in this video is just to show you that you're going to be searching with ERIC or JSTOR to find your articles. All right, that's it. Stop that recording.